Hey, Crazy Gamer fans, what's going on? Today I'm going to do a product review of this Drock PMW frequency meter. I got this sent to me to try out. It puts out a pulse width modulation at whatever frequency you set it at. I believe it goes from 1 hertz all the way up into the kilohertz range, but we're gonna find that out. I have hooked power to it. It's basically you have V negative and V plus is your in, and then you have your ground for your PMW signal, and then you have your PMW positive. So I'm going to hook this up, and it does take voltages between 3 volts and all the way up to 60 volts, I believe. So right now I am going to turn on my bench power supply. And if I can find the cable, and it is currently set at 11 volts. We're going to turn that down. Turn it down to 5. So we're going to put that on 5 volts, and we are going to plug this in. And that light is... And that is bright, and you can't see it. Let's see if I can zoom out. Turn the brightness down. Wow, this is just... Well, that's just putting out a bright signal there. I do not know how to solve that problem. So we're just going to continue, and I'm going to take it out of the camera view. And basically, it's set to 100 hertz at a 50% duty cycle. And we're going to bring in the oscilloscope here. And we are going to zoom out. And we're going to bring in the oscilloscope. Yeah, I'm sorry that's not coming up. If you guys know how to fix that problem in the comments, leave a message below, because I do not know how to fix that. Let's see here. Hook positive to positive, negative to negative. And if you take a look here on this oscilloscope, it's showing, let's just change the time here. We'll turn off channel 2. We'll go down to time. There we go. So now you can see we have our pulse width modulation, and we can adjust the duty cycle on this. And as you can see, it's at 28% duty cycle, and on the... Wow, that is just washing out all the things. I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to see if I can figure out this washout effect. Okay, folks, I fixed it. Well, that was a serious learning of the settings of my camera. So let's take a look here, and we'll zoom in on this. So I can hold it up. You can see that it says 27% duty cycle, and we are looking at 28% duty cycle at 100 hertz, and the frequency is 100 hertz. Now I can click this rotary encoder, and I can turn this down. And you can see the frequency of the wave on the oscilloscope get smaller and smaller. Right now it's at 68 hertz on the oscilloscope and 68 on the dial. So we're going to, well, that's the duty cycle. We're going to put the duty cycle back up to 50. And then we're gonna bring this down. See, okay, there's 0, and there's 1. Well, make sure I click it. There's 5 hertz, and it's reading 5.49 hertz. Now let's see. Let's click it again and see how high we can go. I'm gonna have to adjust the time base. Okay. Here we go. We're at 323, 330. .500 hertz. Approaching, we're at 1 kilohertz, which we will adjust the time base again. So we're at 2.21 kilohertz. Keep doing that duty cycle. And we're going to keep going. So 3 kilohertz, 5 kilohertz, 7, 9, 14 kilohertz. Let's adjust that base again. And it's still holding. I mean, this isn't the best oscilloscope in the world, but it's still holding a semi-square shape. A little bit of distortion there, but let's see how high we can go. Right now we're at almost 80, 90. There's 90. Now we're at 142 kilohertz. I think we're coming outside the range of my scope. Let's see. Oh, no. Yeah, you see it's starting to get a little wonky on the frequency at 140. But we're going to keep going. 153. Oh, I did it again. Nope, that's it. 150 is the highest it'll go. So, what I plan on using this for is my to adjust the clock circuit in my 8-bit breadboard computer with a PWM. Also, PWM is very useful for very different things. I just want to bring this back down to in the low hundreds. There, 1. We'll put it on 3. So that's that. We'll turn off the oscilloscope. Turn off the power supply. But that's basically this unit. It's a PWM frequency meter. Not really much to it. We'll open the back, take a look at it. Looks like we got a couple chips back there. Let's see if I could illuminate that and zoom in. We can see what those chips are. Let's see. We got a Holtec HT12621B, assuming that's for the display. I was almost suspecting like a 555 timer or something, because they generate PWMs. But I'm still learning about this stuff. It looks like it has a ground and a TX and RX connection there in the corner, so you could probably use this as UART. I'm not sure. I have to look into that. But let me show you what I'm doing with this, because I have a few different ones of these modules, and I will be taking them, and this is going to be the front plate of my unit, and I'm going to be going over these other units later. I have 2 meter units that will fit in there. Then I have 2 power supply units that will fit there. And then I have an electronic load, which does fit in there when I pull the back off and then click it in from the other way. And then, of course, the PWM will go there. And then I'll have outputs for the meters as a 5.1, 2.1, and banana jacks on both meters. Same thing. On both power supplies, I'll have either or. On the PWM frequency meter, I have a power input and a power output, and then the PWM output. And then I'll also have the input and output on the jacks. And then on my electronic load, it will always have power, but then I can hook the load either to the banana plugs or to one of these jacks. I may also put a USB port in on the electronic load so I can test loads like that. I do have a jack that goes from 2.5, 5.5 to 2.1 jack that does go to USB, so I could use that also. But that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and for Crazy Gamer Games, I'm the Crazy Gamer. Have a great day.